Welcome to Academic English in Research Communication. My name is Matilda, and in the next couple of slides I will explain what this module entails. In this module, we will discuss scholarly writing and how to integrate the literature with your own writing. You will gain practical skills and do some hands-on scholarly writing. We will look at what makes academic writing different from other kinds of writing, focusing on concepts of audience, purpose, language, and format. By the end of the module, you will have written several paraphrased paragraphs and an abstract. Assessment will be done through a combination of peer review, mentor feedback, and feedback from your institution's writing center, if that is available. It should take you approximately 6.5 hours to complete this module, with 2 of those happening through synchronous online learning, where you will come together for an online workshop. Part 1 of the module will delve into scholarly writing and what sets it apart from other types of writing. We will discuss referencing, the importance of integrating the literature with your own writing, and how to do that properly through using and developing your scholarly voice. You will also explore academic style and look into writing conventions and editorial guidelines that are specific to your discipline. Part 1 will consist of a pre-workshop, workshop, and post-workshop. In the pre-workshop, you will be able to watch a lecture-style video on integrating the literature with your writing, and you will read some resources. These will be discipline-specific readings, like a journal article in your area of interest. You can do this in your own time. The workshop is where you, the instructor, and your peers will come together for a live 1-hour session to engage with academic writing concepts and do some hands-on writing. The post-workshop will center around this assignment, which in this instance will be a paraphrasing task. Part 2 of the module will cover coherence in academic writing and what it really means to write for your audience. You will look at how to write in a way that the text hangs together and the meaning is clear. Part 2 will culminate in you writing an abstract of your own research or your proposed research. Similar to Part 1, it will be offered through a pre-workshop, synchronous workshop, and post-workshop assignment, which will be writing your abstract. Peer review will be central to this module, both as a means of assessment and as a way for you to practice this important scholarly communication skill. In the next few slides, we will lay the foundation for good peer review practice, which is what would be expected of you as you participate in this Academic English in Research Communication module. So, to quote from Richard Straub, who wrote books about responding to student writing, when you step into the shoes of the reviewer, you have to consider yourself a friendly reader, a test pilot. You're here to play back to the writer how you read the paper, what you got from it, what you found interesting, where you were confused, where you wanted more. You will have to ask questions, offer advice, and wonder out loud with the writer about their ideas. To be a really useful peer reviewer, you have to be friendly and critical. Pat Thompson, Professor of Education at the University of Nottingham, has also written a lot on the topic of student writing. She maintains a popular blog where she shares that critical means to analyze the merits or faults of a work of scholarship. Synonyms for critical include evaluate, analyze, interpret, comment, explain, elucidate, and these are exactly the words that help us to understand what it means to be critical in the academy. Questions a critical reader may ask when reading research include: what is the reason the writer offers for the importance of their topic? How important is this topic relative to others? What is the basis for the argument? What methods are used? What literatures and theories are used? And so what? What might happen as a result of this paper? When thinking about what one can be critical of when reading a peer's writing, one can think of content issues and structure issues. Content issues include analyzing and responding to the argument, the theory, definitions, methodology, and the relevance of the contribution. You have to be familiar with the content to be able to give this kind of feedback. Structure issues include how well the paragraphs are structured. Is the introduction properly done? How clear the conclusions are, and whether everything hangs together as a whole. Also, whether references are used, and used in the proper scholarly way. Writers find feedback on these issues more useful than if you correct spelling and punctuation errors. Those are the little things that a writer can sort out at the very end. So good feedback practice is based on the type of feedback you would like to receive, which for most of us is constructive criticism. This type of feedback encourages, motivates, and challenges the writer to improve. 3 ways by which you can offer constructive feedback is by using sandwiching, being detailed and specific, and asking questions. We will look at an example in the next slide. The sandwich technique is where you say something positive at either end of your criticism. Being detailed and specific means that if something works well, you don't simply point it out, you tell the writer why it works. If something is not working, don't simply point it out, say why it is not working. Asking valid and helpful questions is a more polite way of making a suggestion. It also leaves the writer room to engage or not engage with your feedback. So here, this might be feedback someone gives to the author of an experimental research paper. Your experimental method is fine, but your result is all over the place. If you can clean it up, things will make more sense. There's a better way to say this. Your presentation of the experimental method is very clear. Could you present your results in the same order as the methods that gave rise to those results? That would really align this section nicely with the previous one. If we consider the 3 guidelines for good feedback practice, this piece of feedback starts and ends on a positive note. There is a detailed suggestion about how to improve, and it is posed as a question, which is more polite, leaving the writer the freedom to engage with it. I want to leave you with this thought as you participate in peer review throughout this module. Lundstrom and Baker published a paper in 2009. It has now been cited almost 1,300 times. They did a study with 91 English additional language students who were divided into 2 groups, those who gave feedback to their peers and those who received feedback from their peers. The givers reviewed anonymous papers but received no peer feedback over the course of the semester, while the receivers received feedback but did not review other students' writing. An analysis in the gains in writing ability measured from writing samples collected at the beginning and the end of the semester indicated that the givers made more significant gains in their own writing over the course of the semester than did the receivers. So engaging in peer review is a win-win situation. All the best to you as you embark on this module to learn more about academic English in research communication.